E aí, Brasil? Esse aqui é Allan Groves. Você provavelmente me lembra de o game Resident Evil 5. Foi o Ricardo Irving. Let's see here. I'm going to answer some questions given to me by our good friend Monique Alves. And, well, here we go. She says, hello, Alan. Thanks for your time. Time talking to us. We are very proud of it. So, first of all, we would like to hear from you how the opportunity to perform Ricardo Irving, such a great character, came to you. How and when did Capcom get in contact with you? Well, that's actually kind of a funny story because I found the actual audition online. It didn't even come through my agent. I was just going. They posted it on an online website, and I saw that. So I figured I might as well audition, and I sent them in my my headshot and resume and all that good stuff, and they got back to me and said, hey, why don't you come in and audition? So I did. And that's kind of how Capcom got in touch with me. I went in there, and it was actually kind of creepy because as soon as I met with the casting guys there at Capcom, they showed me a picture of Irving, and it looked exactly like me. So that was kind of creepy. I don't know how they how they were able to draw a picture of me without even knowing me, but it was pretty cool. What do you think about the character Ricardo Irving? Any ideas about the origin of his name to work on the appropriate accent? Well, as far as the accent's concerned, that's something that the director Jim and I worked on with our first few days shooting, actually doing the rehearsal. During the rehearsal process, we were kind of messing around with some different accents, and I came in with a different accent, and he said, well, why don't you try this kind of East Coast accent? So we gave it a shot, and we loved it. He loved it, so I said, hey, let's keep it. So that's kind of how the voice emerged. And I remember our first rehearsal was the scene where I was on the boat saying, splendid timing. So anyways, that was pretty fun. Do you think you have anything in common with Irving? Well, Irving is definitely an evil guy. As far as that's concerned, don't have too much in common that way. However, with any character, I think you're going to put a lot of your own, your own personality into the character. So, as far as that's concerned, yeah, I mean, I put a lot of myself into the character. Just not the turning into a monster self. I haven't done that yet. Have you ever played any Resident Evil games? Did you have to play the previous Resident Evil games in order to feel the series style? Do you have any favorite characters besides Irving? Yeah, I mean, I remember playing Resident Evil, the first one, and that scared the hell out of me when I was that was quite a while ago, but I remember turning off all the lights and playing that game with the big stereo and the big TV, and that was awesome. Resident Evil, the first one that came out, that's what I remember the most. I played Resident Evil 4 a little bit, just to kind of get a feel for the game before I went in and started shooting Resident Evil 5. I really love the Resident Evil saga, and I've yet to play 3, but I'm loving 5, and I love 4, so those were all fantastic games. How did you prepare yourself to perform Ricardo Irving's voice? Did you have to change your original type of voice somehow? Was Capcom expecting something from you? Yeah, like I said, the way I prepared for Ricardo Irving is mostly working with the director Jim, yeah, the voice that we actually ended up coming, the one that you hear on the game, is actually a voice that I didn't audition with that voice. I auditioned with a different voice. But with working with Jim, we kind of came onto the voice that you hear now. So that was a fun process to work with the director in that. Do you believe that nowadays the game's productions are as big as the Hollywood ones? Do you think Resident Evil 5 should be compared to a Hollywood movie production? Well, yeah, the strange thing about, the obvious thing about between video games and movies is, video games make just about as much money, if not more, than movies. I mean, they put a lot of work into making these video games. And yeah, I mean, a video game. I mean, the budget on a video game is. I mean, it's up there. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what the budget is on Resident Evil 5, but yeah, I mean, it definitely could be compared to quite a few Hollywood movies. Yeah, I mean, we develop the characters like we would a regular film, and we get into the characters, and everything. It's. I think the future of video games is going to be, if not exactly, extremely close to making just a regular movie, if it isn't already like that. So yeah, absolutely. When you have decided to follow this voiceover character, did anyone inspire you somehow? Did you have any idols? Well, yeah, I mean, like I know that I've been looking online, and I noticed a lot of people have been saying stuff that he reminds them of the Joker, or some of the other previous characters in Resident Evil. However, I didn't really necessarily model my character off of anybody in particular. It was more of, just with the director and I, we kind of got a feeling of how we wanted Irving to feel, mostly. We wanted him to be this kind of sleazy, creepy, conspirator type of guy. And so that's kind of how we came up with the voice, just kind of, with the feeling we wanted from the character. And that's just kind of where the voice ended up. So we just, went with that. Is there anyone else in your family who is in this voiceover career as well? No, actually, I'm the only one who's been doing the voiceovers. My whole family is in theater, however, and I grew up acting, and my sister, she went to school for it, and so my whole family does acting. However, I'm the only one in my family who actually does the film voiceover. Has taken that career path. So, yeah. Have you ever seen the Resident Evil movies with Mila Jovovich? What do you think of them? Oh, yeah, Resident Evil's awesome. Are you kidding me? And Mila Jovovich is hot, so heck yeah. Could you tell us about your future plans and works? Do you have any projects going on right now? Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I'm doing an educational show right now for schools throughout the United States. We go teach kids how to eat healthy and exercise. It's a little comedy show, which is pretty fun. And I'm actually also gearing up to shoot a little short film I wrote called Annabelle, which I'm totally psyched about. We've got some really good people involved. I've got some friends of mine that have done a lot of producing and directing, and they're jumping on board, and we should be shooting that here in the next month or two. So I'm totally psyched, totally excited about that. So yeah. Let's see. Would you like to send a message for us fans of Ricardo Irving and fans of Allan Groves, especially the Brazilian fans? Com certeza. Obrigado pelo suporto. E o Brasil é meu primeiro amor. Eu amo o Brasil. Muito, muito. Eu morei em Brasil, morei em Salvador. Morei em Salvador, Ilhéus, eu morei em Vitória da Conquista, eu morei em São Paulo também, em bairro chama-se Casa Verde. Eu amo o Brasil. Eu tenho muita saudade de acarajé, eu amo acarajé. Acarajé, tão boa. E também caldo de cana, eu amo caldo de cana. E o Brasil é muito legal, muito bonito. E os brasileiros, muito bem. Muito bem em espanhol, mas então os brasileiros são muito bonito, bonita. Meu português está não muito bom, não.
All your answers await ahead on Resident TV. If you can survive long enough to get them,